I truly believe that our Chicago Bears can win the Super Bowl this season. Yes, fam, we are that good. However, it might take an act of divine football god intervention because the Chicago Bears have a fatal flaw. We got to talk about it. Welcome back to Bears Yard. This your boy Vipe. And unfortunately, last night the Chicago Bears fell to the San Francisco 49ers 42-38. I just said the Bears lost 42-38. So you probably see where I'm going with this particular video. Now, the Chicago Bears started off way on the right side of the track. The very first play of the game, TJ Edwards gets the interception, takes it to the end zone for a pick six. Bears up 7-0 before you can even breathe last night. It was glorious. But unfortunately, after that, it all went downhill for the Bears, at least defensively. Also, what is with the unfortunate luck that the Bears have in recent memory with having amazing very first plays of the games and then the rest of it going downhill, a la the 2006 Super Bowl where Devin Hester returned one. He returned the opening kickoff for a touchdown and then it just goes downhill. But I digress. But after that pick six last night, the defense did nothing. And I mean nothing versus Brock Purdy and the 49ers. Brock Purdy threw for over 300 yards. Christian McCaffrey ran for a $140. And the 49ers put up 42 points on the Bears. If it were not for Caleb Williams and the offensive output, that game would have been a rout very early because the Bears defense could not stop a nosebleed last night. The problem that the Bears defense has and the fatal flaw of this team is that they never get pressure on the opposing quarterback. And we've gotten pretty lucky this season as far as the quarterback that we've gone up against. A lot of backup quarterbacks we've seen from Mason Rudolph to Malik Willis, with Snoop Huntley over there in Baltimore. But when you get into the playoffs, you're probably not going to see too many backup quarterbacks. You are getting the A-listers, the main dudes. You're getting the Sam Darnolds, the Brock Purdy's. You're getting the Matthew Staffords of the world, the Jalen Hurts of the world. So if you can't get pressure on these quarterbacks, you're going to be in for a long day defensively because they're going to pick you apart. And unfortunately, this has been an issue for the Chicago Bears all year long. But not only can they not get pressure on the quarterback, they have trouble stopping the run as well, which is just unfortunate. I mean, again, McCaffrey ran for 140 yesterday. We saw what Josh Jacobs did to them in that loss to the Packers earlier. And you got to pick a struggle, man. You can't struggle pressuring the quarterback and stopping the run. You got to pick a struggle. Not to mention the fact that our defense can't play man-to-man and the zone doesn't really work against good quarterbacks because they carve up zones like pumpkin pie on Thanksgiving. It's all bad, man. It is all bad. And again, I don't know what can be done about it this year. Again, I do believe we can win the Super Bowl, but it's going to take an Olympic offensive output from Caleb Williams and that side of the ball in order for the Bears to win anybody's Super Bowl this year, given what they got to work with on the defensive side of the ball. Now, it's not all bad for our defense. They do lead the league in takeaways. However, when they don't get the takeaways, they're not very good. Outside of getting these takeaways, this defense is atrocious. It is bad. And bad defense will get you beat in the playoffs because what do they always say? Defense wins championships. Fortunately, the NFL has kind of transitioned into a more offensive league, even though, again, you do need at least an average defense in the playoffs. But I believe that Caleb and the offense are good enough to get the Bears to the Super Bowl and win it. But if this defense does not figure out how to get more pressure on the quarterback, especially the quarterback that they're going to face in these playoffs, we are going to be in for some long games, and it's going to be a lot of cardiac bear type games in the playoffs if this is what we have to look forward to with the way this defense is playing. I mean, let's look at these statistics for the last two games from the Bears defense. Giving up almost 1,000 yards in the last two games alone, 72% completion percentage to the opposing quarterback, 10 red zone trips, almost 400 yards on the ground in the last two games. It's just not good. They're trending in the wrong direction, yo. Again, the defense has been a problem practically all year, and obviously they've been battling injuries and different things like that. But they have been trending pretty negatively lately, and it's kind of crazy because we've been getting healthier, getting Jalen Johnson back. We got TJ Edwards back. We're still awaiting the return of Kyler Gordon, who is supposed to be back potentially in the playoffs, so that'll be good. But Noah Thor unfortunately went out with an Achilles injury yesterday. So hopefully he recovered, but he's done for the year. I just feel like we're really got to get lucky with the takeaways in the playoffs. Otherwise, we might not be around long. But this is something that will definitely need to be addressed this offseason as far as bolstering the defense. The Bears might have to consider trading for one of these premier pass rusher types like Matt Crosby, Myles Garrett, Trey Henderson of Cincinnati, somebody. Obviously, they're going to have to do something in the draft as far as getting a pass rusher, getting a defensive tackle that can actually, rush the passer. I'm sorry, Andrew Billings, but I think your time in Chicago is pretty much over with. He's slow, he's big, and he's a run stuffer, but he's not even stuffing the run this year. I think it's over for Andrew Billings here in Chicago. But I don't know, y'all. The defense is looking kind of shaky. I think not kind of shaky. They're looking very shaky. They're looking like they're on life support out there. And it's going to be very difficult to win a playoff game with the defense giving up touchdowns left and right the way that we're doing. But let me know what you all think. Do you think that the Chicago Bears can win the Super Bowl like I do, even though we have one of the worst defenses probably going into the playoffs? Drop a comment and subscribe to The Yard for all things Chicago Bears.